For nearly 12,000 years, Ethiopia's Hayli Gubbi volcano was silent. Empires rose and fell, borders changed, humanity invented agriculture, electricity lit up houses, smartphones changed the world, streaming services invaded lives, but Hayli Gubbi slept on. It became a part of the landscape, permanent, predictable, and harmless. Until the morning it wasn't. The morning it woke up. It started with a grumble, a column of ash shooting almost 14 kilometers into the sky. This was Hayli Gubbi waking up after 12,000 years. It was terrifying for the locals. This was supposed to be a dormant volcano. Now suddenly, it was spewing ash. The village close to it was covered in ash. Thankfully, there were no casualties, but no one expected these plumes of ash and smoke. You see, volcanic ash and smoke is not like ordinary smoke. It does not dissipate politely. In this case, the ash contained tiny shards of volcanic glass, pulverized rocks, and specks of minerals. Together, they rose like a pillar. And then came the jet streams. The plume began to spread. From Ethiopia, it crossed the Red Sea, then Yemen, then Oman, then Pakistan, and finally, northern India. It may not have been obvious. No one woke up to find their cars covered in grey dust. Instead, the arrival was subtle, the kind of phenomenon that only satellites can see. A thin haze at a very high altitude. And Delhi is already used to bad air. It has consistently had high AQI for weeks. So by the time this plume approached, Delhi's air was already toxic. The volcano did not have a dramatic effect. It was like adding a teaspoon of salt to a sea. But what it did affect were flights. High in the skies, this volcanic ash is a big problem. Airlines fly through the same altitudes where volcanic ash likes to settle. And this affects the planes. It melts inside engines, it scratches windshields, and it fools the sensors. Volcanic ash also contains toxic gases. They can enter the plane's ventilation system, which can lead to a drop in the cabin's air quality and cause respiratory troubles. So while the people may not have noticed it, the volcano in Ethiopia was a big problem for planes in India. There was a flurry of flight cancellations. Air India cancelled 11 flights, so did Indigo and Akasa. International carriers were rerouted. Flights to West Asian destinations were the worst hit. And this is not the first time something like this is happening. It has happened before. In the year 2010, a volcanic eruption in Iceland caused a shutdown in the European airspace. There were unprecedented closures. More than 300 airports were closed. 100,000 flights were grounded and millions of passengers were affected. In 1989, there was volcanic ash in Alaska. A Boeing plane flew through it. All 4 engines of the plane failed. They tried to restart it multiple times. Thankfully, they could make the plane land safely. A similar incident took place in 1982. This was in Indonesia. A Boeing plane flew through volcanic ash in Indonesia. Again, all 4 engines of the aircraft shut down. Again, there were no casualties, but it tells you how such ash can be deadly for planes. What about people? How dangerous is this ash cloud for you? Well, if you're in North India, rest easy. You're already breathing the toxic air. It cannot get worse than what you have. Plus, the ash cloud is too high. It is too diluted to reach the surface and too fast-moving to settle. So it won't reach you. Delhi's air is already a crisis. The ash came as a visitor. Pollution here is the permanent resident. But this incident is a reminder that our world is deeply interconnected in ways we fail to imagine. One volcano wakes up in Ethiopia and 7,000 kilometers away, Delhi cancels flights. That's also the new climate reality. Borders don't mean much to the sky. For now, the ash is leaving. It is moving towards China. Delhi can go back to its scheduled programming. You don't have to worry about the volcano. Your problem is Delhi's air, and it's not getting better.
They promised glory, They delivered fear. They shaped nations. They scarred generations. From brutal purges to propaganda machines, from stolen power to violent falls from the throne. Welcome to The Dictator, a series that strips away the myth and then exposes the men behind the tyranny. History remembers their power. Firstpost reveals their truth.